Julie and Clive Morgan outside their home in the Highway. Drunken students screaming, leaving rubbish and incessantly playing Lady in Red have driven an elderly couple to breaking point. Judy Morgan, 74, said the problems are so bad her 75-year-old husband had to invade a property in his underpants to switch music off himself. Mrs. Morgan has lived in the Highway, near Lewes Road, Brighton, with husband Clive for 47 years, raising 5 children. But the grandparent says that for more than 30 years, partying students have ruined a lovely family area, where they had a happy home. Mrs. Morgan, who once threw stones at a window to tell students to shut up, said they had a surprise when they saw Clive in his boxer shorts. She said, they were so shocked that they stood in amazement just looking at him. It was 3 a.m., the door was wide open, the music was bellowing and he just walked straight in wearing only his boxer shorts. It certainly worked. On another occasion, the couple bought an HMV voucher for another set of raucous neighbors so they would buy any other music but Lady in Red. Mrs. Morgan said students repeatedly played the 1986 Christy Berg hit so loudly that ornaments were vibrating and falling off the walls. She said, everybody loves that song, but we didn't after that. Mrs. Morgan said students leave rubbish in such a bad state that bin men refuse to collect it. And, well intoxicated, students with very loud, quite awful singing voices often wake her up as they return from a night of partying in the city center. She said, I do wonder if these students are ever taught manners. We frequently taken parcels only to be asked by the student, have you got my parcel, with not even a thank you when handing it over. She is speaking out after the Argus reported on a man in Upper Lewes Road who is so upset with his noisy student neighbors, he is worried he might kill one in the street. David Mead, 61, was told by students it was his choice to live in a student's area. But Mrs. Morgan, who said her current neighbors are not a problem, said, how arrogant are some of these students. I see that Mr. Mead has only lived in his house for 3 miserable years. We on the other hand have lived in our house for 47 years. Believe me, we have had many occasions during these years when we could cheerfully have strangled our neighbors, but no fear of doing any of that now in our 70s. Both Mrs. Morgan and Mr. Mead are imploring the city's universities to do more about nuisance students living in private accommodation. A University of Sussex spokesman said it provided community education to students as part of their induction and funded initiatives such as community ambassadors, students speaking to students about being a good neighbor, and street marshals to help students and others stay safe and respectful in the city late at night. He said, we take community engagement very seriously and are happy to talk to anyone who has any concerns or ideas. We know the vast majority of Sussex students living in the community are very respectful and live well alongside their neighbors. If a complaint does arise, we will investigate and contact the student directly to address any concerns. If we need to, we will always take appropriate action to resolve the issue. Do you have any student horror stories? Email jody.doherty-cove@argus.co.uk.